Nebraska just wrapped up their first official visiting weekend in over a month. So in today's video, I'm going to give you a recap of what happened this weekend. I'm going to go over every single player in detail and give you an update about their experience, where they're leaning in the recruiting process, and then I'm going to answer the question, will Nebraska land them in a search for a top 10 recruiting class? So really quick, we have a big recruiting video today. Make sure to smash that like button. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button as well. This summer, I am posting a video every single day talking about Nebraska football and Nebraska recruiting. So if you're a die-hard fan of this program, join the family of 3,500 other die-hard Husker fans and hit that subscribe button. It would help me out a lot. But without further ado, let's jump into it, talking about Nebraska recruiting, specifically what happened over the weekend. We saw multiple 4-stars and even one 5-star visit Lincoln to meet Matt Rhule, to visit Memorial Stadium and the coaching staff, and to really check out Nebraska's football program. So we're going to roll over what we learned, and let's just start it off with the 5-star prospect who went on campus this weekend. This is S.J. Alifay-Tooley, 5-star center out of Bishop Gorman, Nevada, listed as one of the best interior linemen in the country, 6'3", 300 pounds. And this guy's the real deal. I've talked about him in the past, and Nebraska's in the mix to land him along with Michigan and Miami. Now, what did we learn from his visit to Nebraska this weekend? The thing that he was most impressed with was the family-oriented vibe. He brought his entire family coming in from Nevada. And this is something that Matt Rhule and the coaching staff, they do a great job at. They bring that family-oriented vibe. They love to build connections not only with the recruit themselves, but with their parents, with their mom, with their dad. And it's important that parents trust the coach that they're going to send their kids to. Matt Rhule understands that, and he brings that at the forefront of everything he does. Polynesians. This guy is a Polynesian kid. Many other Polynesians are considering Nebraska. And something that Polynesians really care about are those tight-knit family values, sticking together in packs. And, they really have to trust a head coach, trust a program if they're going to send their kid there. And Matt Rhule, man, he is working overtime to get S.J. Alifay-Tooley. So, again, he did a great job connecting with his family, connecting with SJ, and they sold him a vision on, hey, if you go to Nebraska, you're going to be developed at a high level, and we're going to send you to the NFL, and we're also going to make you a better man. So we're looking really good in the sweepstakes for SJ Alifay-Tooley. I expect a commitment sometime in the next month. Again, Michigan and Miami are also in the mix. I put us at about 30, 35, maybe even a 40% chance to get him. I like our odds. Let's take it to the next guy, Christian Jones, the number 1 player in all of Nebraska, 4-star linebacker. And looking at his recruiting process before his official visit, it was down to either us, Oklahoma, Florida, and Auburn. But I love where Nebraska stands after Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. He had a great visit, to say the least. The Huskers laid out a plan for him on defense. He met with Tony White. He met with Rob Dvorak. And they basically said, hey, if you commit to Nebraska, this is what you can expect. We can put you at the edge. We can put you as an inside linebacker. Heck, we might even put you in the secondary. And Christian Jones, a lot of these players, they love that. They love the ability to be flexible, to play all over the defense and contribute for their team. So that was the thing that really Christian Jones loved. But not only that, Daniel Kalen, true freshman quarterback, and Elliott Brown, they gave him a tour. They were his hosts for the weekend. Again, he knows Daniel Kalen through Nebraska high school football. So, yeah, really good visit for Christian Jones. And this is a guy that I was worried Nebraska wouldn't land. Oklahoma was really pushing hard to get him. Florida, the same deal. But if you want to get Christian Jones, this was a very good recruiting weekend. Don't get me wrong. If you want to land this kid, you've got to win football games in the fall. That's a non-negotiable. That is number 1 on his priorities. Again, this is a guy who, if you're not familiar with Nebraska high school football, he transferred from Omaha Burke to Omaha Westside just so he could win more games. He wants to win in college. You've got to win this fall, and then you'll get Christian Jones. So good weekend for him, but the job is not done. But let's go to the biggest storyline, arguably, this weekend. Isaiah Mosey, the Oregon wide receiver commit, 4-star, and he added his name to the list of visitors basically last second. We didn't know he was coming on a visit until Thursday. And yeah, from all accounts, it looks like his visit went well to Lincoln, but it's going to be tough to flip him. At the end of the day, he is an Oregon commit for a reason. They're offering him a lot of NIL money. He fell in love with Eugene. From my perspective, the reason why he visited Nebraska is because of his heavy interest in the Huskers the first time around, right? Nebraska was going after him heavily in December, January, February, and that interest that he had in the Huskers, that didn't go away even when he committed to Oregon. So he still wanted to visit Lincoln. He still wanted to meet Matt Rhule and check it out, and I think he was thoroughly impressed. Was it enough to have him decommit from Oregon? I don't think so, unfortunately. It's just hard to beat out Oregon, a program like that, but again, something to watch there. I don't think Nebraska's out of it. You got to keep in contact with this guy, but Isaiah Mosey, man, he's the real deal. One of the best wide receivers in the class of 2025. I'd put us at maybe a 5% chance to land him, but that is better than 0. So definitely, we have a chance for Isaiah Mosey. I don't love our odds, but from all accounts, his visit went very well. So we're doing our best to try to flip him. 2 other guys here who we got updates on. Malcolm Simpson's the next one, and this guy committed to Nebraska. That's how well his visit went. Man, he was just fell in love with Lincoln. The second he got here, he loved Matt Rhule. He loved the coaching staff. He said on social media that they believed in him. Everybody else gave up, but they believed. And once again, just speaks volumes about Matt Rhule's connection and just how much recruits gravitate toward him. So Malcolm Simpson committed, and that's huge for Texas going forward. Nebraska is trying to lock down the Lone Star State and get a bunch of talented Texas players, not only in the class of 25, but 26 and 27. This is huge. So definitely big news that Malcolm Simpson committed, and we're going to take a 4-star commit every day of the week. Last guy who we got an update on is Brian Tapu, talented 6'8" offensive tackle out of Utah, 3-star. And he loved Nebraska, man. This is a guy that I said in my video earlier in the week, I expected him to commit at some point after his visit. I still expect an announcement within the next 2 weeks that he will be committing to Nebraska. But just like SJ Alfatuli, he said that he loved the family atmosphere. You know what's funny about that? He's also a Polynesian. Again, those Polynesians, they really care about that family roots, the family values. So he loved the family atmosphere. He loved Matt Rhule. There was a couple times on social media where he posted some Matt Rhule funny moments. He loves Matt Rhule, and he said that Nebraska's on the top of his list. He has one more official visit to go. I believe it's to Iowa State, and after that, he will likely be a Cornhusker. So Nebraska's on the precipice of landing a talented 3-star offensive lineman with a high ceiling in Brian Tapu. So really big weekend. And just going back to Malcolm Simpson very fast, that's big that he committed, because a lot of times when these recruits are on official visits, they make friends with the other recruits. And the fact that he probably made friends with Brian Tapu and, with Isaiah Mosey and with many others, he's just going to start peer recruiting these guys to commit as well. So, again, big news that Malcolm Simpson committed, and what a big weekend for Nebraska. So, man, a bunch of 4 stars and 5 stars. We got him on campus. Now it's time to sign the dotted line and get him to commit. So, big weekend, and next weekend's going to be even bigger. Recruiting's heating up for Nebraska, and I am fired up. Let me know down in the comment section below, what was your number 1 takeaway from this recruiting weekend for the Huskers? Which guy do you want the most? And hey, if you made this far in the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And as always, folks, go Big Red, go Matt Rhule, and see you in the next one.